Hare Krishna, Tanda Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. 1 minute, Prabhuji. Okay. Are we ready, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very glad to have the association of Grace Haridev Krishna Prabhu. We'll be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, canto number 6, chapter number 2, sloka number 20 and 21. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. We'll start with prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees. Seek the blessings of everyone. Before we begin, to recite this sixth canto, chapter 2. The chapter is entitled Ajamila delivered by the Vishnu Dutas, verses 20 and 21. I share the screen. Verse 20 does not have a purport, so we will recite both together, then we'll discuss. Verse 20, Sri Shuka Uvacha Taevam Suvinirniya Dharmam Bhagavatam Nripa Tam Yamya Pashan Nirmuchya Vipran Mrityor Amu Muchan. Sri Shuka Uvacha Taevam Suvinirniya Dharmam Bhagavatam Nripa Tam Yamya Pashan Nirmuchya Vipram Mrityor Amu Mucham. Sri Shuka Uvacha Tayevam Suvinirniya Dharmam Bhagavatam Nripa Tam Yamya Pashan Nirmuchya Vipram Mrityor Amumucham. Word to word meaning translation by Srila Prabhupada. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Shuka Uvacha. Sri Shukadev Goswami said, they, the order carriers of Lord Vishnu, evam, thus, su vinirniya, perfectly ascertaining dharmam, the real religion, bhagavatam, in terms of devotional service, nripa, O king, tam, him, Ajamila, Yamya Pashat, from the bondage of the order carriers of Yamaraj, Nirmuchya, releasing, Vipram, the Brahmana, Mrityaho, from the death, Amumuchan, rescued. Sri Shukadev Goswami continued, My dear king, having thus perfectly judged the principles of devotional service with reasoning and arguments, the order carriers of Lord Vishnu released the Brahmana Ajamila from the bondage of the Yamadutas and saved him from imminent death. So, judged the principles of devotional service with reasoning and arguments. 6.2.21 इति प्रत्युदितायाम्य दूतयात्व यमानि यमान्तिकं यमराज्ञे यथा सर्वम् अचक्षुर् अरिन्दम इति प्रत्युदितायाम्य दूतयात्व यमान्तिकं यमराज्ञे यथा सर्वान् आचक्षुर अरिंदमा iti thus pratyuditaha having been replied to by the orders carriers of Vishnu, yamyaha servants of Yamaraj, dutaha the messengers, yatva going, antikam to the abode of Lord Yamaraj, Yamaragne unto King Yamaraj, yatha duly, sarvam everything, achakshuhu informed in full detail, arindama O subduer of the enemies. My dear Maharaj Parikshit, O subduer of all enemies, after the servants of Yamaraj had been answered by the order carriers of Lord Vishnu, they went to Yamaraj and explained to him everything that had happened. Purport. In this verse, the word pratyuditaha is very significant. The servants of Yamaraj are so powerful that they can never be hindered anywhere. But this time they were baffled and disappointed in their attempt to take away a man they considered sinful. Therefore, they immediately returned to Yamaraj and described to him everything that had happened. So we will offer prayers and then we'll begin. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च अमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरवत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. I again seek the blessings of all the devotees before we begin to discuss on this verse. I'm thankful that all have joined. So we'll just look at the chapter so far, the sixth canto, second chapter. If you look at how the chapter is divided, the first shlokas, we look at from shloka 1. It is all about the discussion or arguments between the Vishnudutas, what they are replying to um, Yamadutas. So, text 2 onwards, the Vishnudutas said, how painful it is that. So, text 1 says, uh, af- Vishnudutas heard the statement of Yamadutas. Now they are arguing. First, they are saying how irreligion is introduced into an assembly where religion is maintained, and then they are saying a government or king or a government official should act like father, maintainer, protector of citizens, hmm, and should give good advice and instructions according to standard scriptures. Should be equal. Yamaraj does this, and you should also follow in footsteps like that. And then they're saying how you can punish such an innocent, blameless person. If you do this, then where will common citizens go to take shelter for maintenance of security like that? So then fourth one, they're again speaking about the importance of leader, how everyone follows the example of leader. And fifth and sixth, again, who are people advanced in knowledge uh, and who are not. Those who are not in advanced in knowledge don't know what is religion and what is irreligion. Hmm. And the innocent, generally are like an ignorant animal sleeping in peace, with the head on its lap of master, faithfully hoping that master will give protection. But if such a leader only, mm, uh, whom they have taken shelter and faith, if they can punish or kill a foolish person, then what kind of shelter is that? Like that they're asking. So first six shlokas are the Vishnudutas arguments to the Yamadutas, saying that they have made a mistake uh, in ascertaining Ajamila was sinful. And then they may ask, on what basis? So seventh verse onwards until the 19th shloka, mm, is all the glories of the holy name. So seventh, say it is worth memorizing. I myself have to do it. All shlokas are so nice, which are the glories of the holy name. Uh, Seventh, it's saying Ajamila not just atoned for his sinful actions in this life, but in all the millions of life by chanting Narayana. Even though he did not chant purely, he chanted without offense. And what is that offense? Without the offense, seventh offense, that and he had never blasphemed devotees. He was sinful, but he had never blasphemed others. He never committed the 10 offenses, and mainly the seventh offense. He didn't chant with an intention of getting freed from sin, like that. And then Vishnudutas are arguing. Previously, also, many times he would say Narayana to call his son. Uh, right? Even previously, while eating, he would say. He never, the less, uttered the four syllables Narayana. He simply, by chanting of the holy name of Narayana, mm, in a helpless state, he sufficiently atoned. And then again, all the glories are given here. Ninth and tenth shloka, it is said, the chanting of holy name is the best process of atonement for a thief, or of gold or other valuables for a drunkard. So all uh, big sins, small sins, unforgivable sins, all of them, the best atonement is chanting of the holy name, like that. Of course, here the important thing is one does the chanting in a mood of repentance, not as a shield to get rid of all the sins, like that. So all these sins can be this one given up, like that, or can be nullified by chanting in a mood of sincere repentance. And then the comparison between Vedic ritualistic process and devotional service is mentioned. Because in the life of Ajamila also, he was engaged in yajna, dana, tapa, but that was unable to uh, purify the tendencies, like that. So here it is said, although ritualistic atonement may free one from sinful reactions, it does not awaken one uh, from in devotional service. So it may free one from the reactions, but the tendencies may not go away unless devotional service is awakened, like that. Mm. Here in the next verse also it is said, it is insufficient to cleanse the heart absolutely, because after atonement one's mind again runs towards the same materialistic activities. So, therefore, the chanting of the holy name is the perfect atonement, like that. So, one may ask why this is the perfect atonement. Uh, when why? Because it not just cleanses the sinful reaction, but the tendencies also, like that. And in the 13th one, 13th, 14th, and all are more describing the glories of the holy name. Like 14th is a very famous one. One who chants the Lord's name, even if he indirectly, Sanketi, uh, to say something else. Oh, these Hare Krishnas, jokingly, Parihasyam, for musical entertainment or neglectfully, all of them are accepted by learned scholars of the scriptures to be powerful enough, like that. So, and then especially referring to Ajamila section, because he was in a precarious situation. This is also very important verse we can memorize. Patita skalito bagnaha sandashta तप्त आहतः हरिरि इति अवशेनाः पुमान् नार्हति यातनः पतितस्खलितो भग्नः. That means uh, when one dies by falling from top of house, slipping or suffering broken bones while traveling on the road, bitten by a serpent, with high fever and pain, he is about to die, or injured by weapon. Once if he says harihi, uh, then he is immediately freed from hellish life, like that. So all these are glories of the holy name. Then we know 18th one again, 19th, 18th, like that. As fire burns dry grass to ashes, the holy name will burn all the sinful activities to ashes. And whether one knows the power of the medicine or not, if he takes it, it will act. Similarly, one may know the value of holy name or not, but if he chants, it will act, like that. So this ends till 19th is all the glorification of the holy name. I was hearing one lecture on the 20th and 21st from His Grace Radhesham Prabhu. Very nice points Prabhuji is mentioning here. I will try to share that also. So here in the 15th one, it is said Harihi. So in a humorous way, Prabhu was saying, in all metropolitan cities, people are in always hurry. Hey, hurry up, hurry, 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 like that. So, so many times because we are in a busy life, it's always hurry, hurry. But if we chant hurry, then automatically all the we make advancement, like that. So, I'll try to. mm, uh, share some nice points from the 20th and 21st shloka and something from my limited understanding also. So here, from the 20th, there is no purport, so we will only read the translation. Mm. Shukadeva Goswami said, "My dear king, having thus perfectly judged the principles of devotional service with reasoning and arguments." So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is also said, Siddhanta Baliya. There is a verse like that. Na Korea Alas. Sri Balaji Prabhu is saying, Hari can remove all worry. Yes, that is true. So, uh, it is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Siddhanta Baliya Chitte Na Kariya Alas. So, one quality of a devotee, here it is said, having perfectly judged the principles of devotional service with reasoning and arguments. So, the principles of devotional service sometimes are very subtle and one may not be able to understand it. So, what are the ways by which one can uh, understand these minute principles of devotional service? One or two things which comes to our mind from the scriptures. One is, as mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Siddhanta Baliya, Chitte Na Koriya Alas. To study philosophy, a devotee should not be lazy. One should not just hear pastimes alone, one should also try to understand the philosophy, like that. So Srila Prabhupada very mercifully, uh, in whether it is Krishna book or any pastime, Prabhupada's purports and previous acharyas also mentioned so many, but Prabhupada especially for us day and age in detail, Prabhupada's purports, if they are referred and carefully studied, meditated, then our understanding becomes refined. So one is Siddhanta Baliya, Chitta. One should not be lazy. Like here, the Vishnu Dutas were able to get the correct judgment because of their strong reasoning and arguments. Of course, they are pure devotees. Uh, uh, so this is one way to understand the intricate principles of devotional service. Now somebody may say, but Prabhuji, I am dull-headed. Even if I read the Prabhupada purports, I don't remember anything. Even if I try to understand, my mind is so dull that I am unable to even understand it as a ritual like the South Indian Brahmana. I'm just doing. So that is the beauty of bhakti. In bhakti, it is not our endeavor alone. Our endeavor is only to attract the mercy or grace of the divine and the superiors. So, our path is a path of grace, we have heard many times. So, whatever endeavors we do is not with like the yogis, where I can capture Krishna through my scriptures, through my penance, through my austerities, like that, because Krishna cannot be captured at all. But Krishna has to agree to be bound within the heart and mind on his own will when he is pleased with our attitude. So mm, uh, we have so many verses which says, no, pantas, I mean, what is it? Vedeshu durlabham, adurlabham atma bhakto. By Vedas also, one study of Vedas, one may not know him, but Atma Bhakto, Krishna automatically reveals to the heart of devotee. So how that can happen? Two, three ways. One, we hear that tarko apratishto, like that. In the Vedas, there's always tarka, arguments, and dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya. Sometimes it is very tough to understand what is right, what is wrong. Whenever such confusions come, Mahajana ena gatasya pantaha. One should follow the Mahajans, the superiors. So, by just following in the footsteps of our immediate superiors, we have that triangle Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Our Guru, what is our Guru's stand, and whether that stand, I think somebody is speaking, they can mute. Uh, and Guru's understanding, and whether it is in line with the other sadhus in the Vaishnava Sampradaya, whether it is in line with them. Then Shastra, whether the Shastras also uh, follow it. So, in that way, even if one doesn't understand the philosophy, by just seeing these three pramanas, and mainly Mahajana ena gatasya panta, all the sadhus, the Guru, both come under Mahajana, and Shastra as a Praman also. So, in that way, one can understand all the intricacies of devotional service, like that. Then, the third way is the path of grace. Hmm? When it automatically is revealed to the person. And we have that famous shloka, Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tata guruhu tasya te what is that? Prakashante Mahatmana it comes. Yasya deve parabhaktir yata deve tata guru tasyayate katita hi artha prakashanta Mahatmanaha. For one who has implicit faith, for one who has implicit faith in the words of the Supreme Lord and in the orders of the Guru. When one has implicit faith in in these two things, then all the imports of the Vedic knowledge are automatically revealed. We can meditate how Srila Prabhupada was such a perfect example for this. Prabhupada had perfect faith in the words of the Lord when all other uh, disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur were saying that when Mahaprabhu said Prithvi te ache nagaradi gram, it was India or it was Bengal, like that. Prabhupada had firm faith in the words of the Lord. That no, it is not India, it is the entire world. And what about the Guru? Yes, the two instructions which Guru gave primarily, Prabhupada took that as life and soul. So then all the truths of Vedic knowledge were automatically revealed. Mm, uh, of course, Prabhupada was also learned. Prabhupada was also everything. But this is another principle, like South Indian Brahmanas pastime, we can see. He just followed with faith the words of Guru, and he had the effect of devotion to Krishna, like that. So this is something that I thought we can discuss from this shloka, and how um, uh, Ajamila was also hearing all this discussions. So now one may ask, was Ajamila hearing the glories of a holy name? One of the offense is one should not preach the glories of a holy name to a faithless person. Ajamila was certainly not faithless, because from his childhood he was practicing Vedic uh, process of bhakti, devotion, etc. But more in a mode of yajna dana tapa, in a mode of ritualistic. So now, when he heard more glories of the holy name, he immediately got awakened. So, one of the primary instruction of a superior is to give the knowledge to the disciple or subordinate, so that they may understand the value of devotional service. So we see how when people are unaware of sin and unaware of the glory of bhakti, they may not take it up. So that is why Prabhupada wanted our ISKCON temples to be centers of knowledge, where we give this knowledge of bhakti, how to avoid sinful life. Radhesham Prabhu was mentioning a story where once a beautiful young Brahmana came to a village, and in that village he was playing some flute, and seeing his beauty, his attractive form, the ladies who were all married to others, Brahmanas, they all got attracted to this beautiful young Brahmana, and they started following him. And the Brahmana's husband, the wife's husbands, no, they complained to the king. They said, "See, this Brahmana has allured our wives, and he's taking them on the path of adharma." So the king replied, "No, it is not Brahmana's fault. Brahmana is never calling them. The ladies, they are helplessly getting attracted to him because they do not know the value of dharmic life. They are not educated." So then the Brahmana was called by the king. The king asked, why, this is the complaint, how are you planning to resolve? And the Brahmana said, let me, if you give me permission, I will educate all of them on the path of dharma and adharma. And then, when the Brahmana Patnis were there, he said, I am a Brahmana. And the scriptures say, the Patnis, I mean, all the ladies are like the mother of a Brahmana. Unmarried Brahmana, everyone else is a mother, all the married women and all the stri except one's wife. And you should look at me like your son, but you're looking at me in a lustful manner, which is not correct. You're supposed to be Griha Lakshmi. But all that he started saying. Then he also said, when somebody in those previous yugas, even mental contemplation was awarded as, I mean, considered as sin. Said if someone does this, may have to go to hell. She may have to go to hell to suffer. Then eventually take birth as Rakshasi, and then as a donkey in the next life. So hearing all that, they immediately came back to their senses, thanked the Brahmana, and went back and begged forgiveness. So of course, uh, some warnings are given in the scriptures, so that we have a healthy fear of sin. And despite them not progressing further in sinful path, still they became Rakshasis, and they were killed by Hanuman in Ramayana, it seems. So that was because in those ages, even mental sins were considered um, uh, severe. So that is something that Ajamila, by hearing knowledge, his fear of sin and his attraction for bhakti also increased. Same way, in our uh, whether it is preaching to outsiders or even our own children, we should, unless they're rooted in philosophy, they may not be able to appreciate. Sometimes within devotee community, we give the external rituals from childhood to the children, but why we do what we do, the philosophical understanding, When it is lacking, then it becomes just like the Smarta Brahman community. They do Sandhya Vandana for some time, but when they grow up, when they go to US or abroad, they give up all the actions. Same way, when our devotee children are also not given philosophy at all. Why this is being done? They ritualistically just follow, then they may not practice as they grow. And in the 21st shloka, where there is purport, mm, uh, we see the nature of a ideal subordinate. Whenever there is any confusion, immediately they go to the master to report and to find out whether their understanding was wrong, and to check what are the next steps that they need to take. So this is the nature of a obedient subordinate. Whenever we see Mahaprabhu himself demonstrating, when Ishwarapuri gave him the holy name and he started feeling ecstasy and started becoming mad after Krishna, he went and asked, "Hmm, hmm, uh, 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 his spiritual master, I'm feeling all this. Uh, what is happening like that? So whether it is ecstasy or whether it is the troubles that one is facing, one always checks with the spiritual master. Is it simply imagination of the mind? Prabhupada was also asked by some disciples. Prabhupada, when I chant, I see some bright light. Then Prabhupada said, keep chanting, that bright light will go away. So whether it is sometimes some may say, I got this in the dream. I got this. So anytime like that also, one checks with the spiritual master or a superior to check whether this is simply an imagination of the mind or whether this is something divine like that. And certainly the problems also, whenever they are like the Yamadutas were now hindered and their understanding was checked. They thought they knew everything properly. Suddenly, somebody said, no, what you're doing is not the right way. So, when we hear feedbacks from others, again, we go check back with our superiors. Is there anything that I need to correct myself? Is my understanding correct, etc.? So, this is a quality of an ideal subordinate. And here it is said that uh, Yamadutas were never hindered anywhere. But this time they were baffled in their attempt to take away man they considered sinful. So he was not actually sinful. They considered him to be sinful, like that. So Radhesham Prabhu's lecture mein what all points I noted, I will share that also. Prabhuji was very nicely explaining here on how why are Yamadutas or Yamaraj so powerful? Because the source from where the power is got is the Supreme Lord, who is all powerful. He is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. The impersonalist foolishly think that if Lord is omnipresent, he has to be impersonal. How can he be present uh, at one uh, at all places and still have a personality? So it is because they tell the devotees, because you have a human form, you are trying to impose your material conception on God also. But actually, the impersonalists are imposing their material understanding on God. Because I have a material personality and my vision is limited, I think that when God has a personality, his vision is also limited. Actually, it is they who are bringing the materialistic concept of their personality on the form of the Lord. When a person it is said, God is the highest dimension. That means my vision is limited to this room because I am in a three-dimensional uh, view. I have a three-dimensional view. But if my dimension is beyond the three dimension, I can see outside the room also. Same way, when God is the highest dimension, his eyes can see everywhere, within the rooms, within everything. It is said God can see, and our eyes can see only when the Lord's eyes in the Virat Rupa sees us. What is the Lord's eyes? The sun. When the sun is awake, or when the Lord's Virat Rupa sun sees us, then we can also see others. But Lord, the first definition of Lord is Swarat, Abhignya and Swarat. So for him, he can see a black ant on a black stone on an Amavasya night, like that Prabhuji was mentioning. So Lord is supremely powerful. Uh, he is, and because he can see everywhere, the scripture says Sarvata Pani, everywhere are his eyes, ears, his hands, legs. Now, why is the scripture saying like that? Unless Lord is not having these, uh, he's certainly having all these that way. So, and Lord can see everything anywhere and understand anywhere, because just like Radhesham Prabhu was mentioning, if I have a itch somewhere in my body, because it is my body, I exactly know where the itch is. I can put my hand, or I can ask somebody, can you please scratch my back here, like that, right? Same way, the whole universe is Lord's body. So anything that happens, the Lord immediately understands, if because everything is His body, like that. So these are few understandings, but there are infinite ways how we can describe the power of the Lord. And then what about His energies? His energies of the Lord are also uh, wonderful. His Icha Shakti, just by his Icha, he can create everything. It's not that God has to take a chisel and hammer and carve out the universe. Just by his Icha, the Maya, then the Prakriti, then Brahma, all of them uh, create, manipulate, and keep the entire creation in place. Uh, a nice example, uh, can see, when there are only watercolors, they are not attractive. But when the same watercolors are mixed and made into portraits, they become attractive and they bring out emotions. If there is a beautiful, some, or maybe some obscene, lusty scene, it can evoke lust. If there is beautiful vigraha of Radha Krishna, it can bring devotion. So the colors are same, but their combination is what brings out different emotions, desires. Same way, the matter is dead, but Lord is so intelligent that he, with the through the agency of Prakriti, is just manipulating the same thing and giving different forms and packaging through Brahma, through Prakriti, and then one is getting attracted or released. And Lord's energy, Maya, is itself so powerful. Mama Maya Duratyaya. And Durga. Durga also means a strong fort, very difficult to overcome. The word durable also comes from word Durga. And we see that this is like a fort or a prison. In another place, it is said this is a prison without any walls and no shackles, but still nobody is escaping. Such a prison. So many this American movies are there on how to escape escape some prisons, etc. But hopefully someday they will make a movie on how to escape the prison of the material world, which is more tough. There they may have all complicated locking system, etc. And somebody has to figure out the loopholes. But here, there is no shackles, no walls, but nobody wants to escape. That's how powerful the Maya Shakti is, through the modes of nature, through the desires, especially it is said Maituna Agara, through the shackles of sex, desire, etc. This prison is kept as it is. So, because the Lord is powerful, the Lord's energies are so powerful, He can also invest that power in the in his servants. So that's why Yamaraj, being his servant, is also extremely powerful. He can also be omniscient, knowing everything. The 12 Sakshis are there. and so the who see everything. So a devotee should have a healthy fear of sinful life, understanding that CC camera is always watching me. Uh, like that Kanakadas pastime where everyone was told to eat mango in a place where nobody sees, but Kanakadas comes and says, I couldn't find any place because not Kanakadas, I think, some other disciple maybe, or am I? So he says, Lord is watching me everywhere. So uh, I could not find a place where I could eat mango like that. So Yamaraja's jurisdiction is everywhere except the place where devotional service happens. When devotion is there, Yamaraj's jurisdiction does not take place like that. So Lord's mercy through holy name mm, can come in a miraculous way. There are many, many pastimes. Like Ajamila is one. Uh, and um, yes, because of the lack of time, I think we'll stop. There are other pastimes also we can hear. So many are there from scriptures. We can go on speaking. So, summary, we can understand the power of bhakti. There is one verse in the sixth canto, first chapter. Very nice shloka. Sakrinmana Krishna Padara Vindayor Niveshitam Tat Gunaragi Yariha Iha Nate Yamam Pasha Britascha Tadbatam Swapne Pipashyanti Chirna Niskritaha. It says, although not having fully realized Krishna, persons who have even once surrendered unto his lotus feet. Hmm? So we may not have fully realized Krishna, but even once who has surrendered to his lotus feet, and who have become attracted to his name, form, qualities, and pastimes are completely freed of all sinful reactions, for they have accepted the true method of atonement. Swapne api, even in dreams, such surrendered souls do not see Yamaraja or his order carriers who are equipped with ropes to bind the sinful. So we can see maybe at least uh, we have heard many people saying also before they came to devotional service, some of them in dreams would get scary, Yamadutas, etc. But I've personally heard some devotees sharing that after they took up in their, when they went through this verse, they analyzed. After I became Krishna conscious, did I get ever such dream once? Like that. So, yeah, even in the dream, many of them they say that it has not come. If something has come, then one must check whether one is following the process. But I don't think most of the devotees keep sharing that after I became a devotee, even in the dream, I don't get such Yamadutas coming, picking, etc. like that. So I think we stop here. Please forgive me if I spoke something beyond my realization, and bless me that I also follow what I've spoken and advance on the path of bhakti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. I would request the devotees to share their comments or reflections, please, or questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandot Pranam. You rightly said, Prabhu. Even every time it happens, when I'm listening to the class, I feel, oh, I know everything. But after that, I close, nothing stays in my mind. Prabhu, you told about that verse, no, Prabhu, Siddhanta Chitta Balena Kare Alasa. Like, how did you apply that? The later verse, it says, Krishna will make there this thing. Sudruda Manasa, he says, no, Prabhu.
Nischaya, that way. Yes. Let's try to open that verse. Deriva 2.2.117. What? 1 minute, Mataji. A sincere student should not neglect the discussion of such conclusions, considering them controversial. For such discussions strengthen the mind. Thus, one's mind becomes attached to Sri Krishna. So, Siddhanta Baliya Chite Nakaralas Iha Haite Krishna Lage Sudrida Manas. So here mainly sometimes there may be some within ISKCON itself on particular view, some particular issue, there may be two different viewpoints. So sometimes, as young devotees, we may think why there is arguments between two classes. Better why better they can just uh, avoid all this and simply compromise and go like that. So or neglect, avoid this altogether. Like so, but whenever there are some discussions philosophically, it will only strengthen the mind when we go through. We will read Prabhupada purports better and try to come to the right understanding on what is right, what is not right, like that. So one should. This one, what was the doubt, Mataji? The next sloka, is it?
No, the same sloka.
Hmm.
But you were referring to that. Chittabalanaka. I forgot where you referred that. So, but the later part it says he will put you, make your mind concentrate on him, no? Sudruda Manasa. You get attached to Krishna.
Sudrida, correct. Iha haite Krishna lage Sudrida Manasa. So when one becomes firmly fixed in the philosophical conclusions, then only one's mind becomes attached to Krishna, like that. Because first our sambandha must be very strong with Krishna. Then Abhidaya, when we understand our sambandha with Krishna, then naturally we want to render some service to Krishna. And when one goes on rendering service, eventually love awakens. Just like between a husband and wife, the wife first understands her sambandha with the husband and Devahuti, and then she rendered service to the husband, and then Kardamani, and then when the husband was touched by the service attitude, then he gave his love, affection, and that completely satisfied Devahuti. Like that same way, when Lord sees, oh, this child has understood his relation with me, and now he is working hard to be on that, to live as per the understanding. Then when he sees that sincere attempt made, Lord will shower his love, and that love can completely satisfy the living entity.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful explanation. We should understand the relationship with our God. Then our devotional service will increase. Then we'll get a mercy of the Lord. Good explanation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hey, Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class. Prabhu, can you please repeat what Radhesham Prabhu said, Prabhu? There was some problem in my network.
In which part, Mataji? In this one?
I heard the audio of Radhesham Prabhu. Much I heard. And
Oh, okay. Means the last part I was reading out from Prabhu's lectures, that how Prabhu was saying from where the Yamadutas are getting Shakti is from the Supreme Lord. And what is Supreme Lord's Shakti? He is omniscient. Even if he is present at one place, he can see everywhere, and one should not consider one is that because he's all pervading, he is impersonal. The Lord's form is spiritual, and his energies like Maya are also so powerful, and therefore the Lord being omnipotent, he can invest that power into the Yama Dutas and Yamaraj to be all knowing, and even the 12 sakshis are all knowing at any time. The sun, moon, air, like that, 12 sakshis are mentioned. They also can see everything. So, all that Prabhu was mentioning in the lecture and saying that Yamaraj jurisdiction is everywhere except in the place where the devotional service takes place. And then in the end, we saw that shloka where it is said, even in the swapna, one will not see the Yama Dutas. If one, we may not have realized Krishna fully, but if we have simply surrendered once to him and have become attracted to his name, form, quality, pastimes, that itself will ensure that Yamadutas don't touch a person even in the dream.
thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Shall we end, Prabhuji? So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one doubt, Prabhuji.
yes.
So we have this triangle, right, Prabhuji, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Shastra is our Vaishnava literature, especially for ISKCON devotees. It's actually Prabhupada's Parpatan books.
Yes.
And Sadhu, you said, Prabhuji, Mahajan, right, Prabhuji? Mahajan and Guru, our spiritual master and our Siksha Guru.
Yes,
right?
correct.
How about other devotees, senior devotees and other devotees with whom we are associating regularly? They may be our authority or they may not be our authority, but where we actually put them and how to understand.
They are also sadhus, sadhus, guru, sadhu. Sadhu means all other sincerely practicing devotees who are superior, may not be a direct authority or anything, and they can also come under sadhus. Prabhuji.
Okay. So when we discuss and hear something, our conclusion should be based on what Srila Prabhupada has mentioned, what the scripture says, and what other senior Vaishnavas say. Right? Only
Senior
that's how.
Vaishnavas. Yes, other senior Vaishnavas. All the three, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, uh, one has to take into account. Yeah. And if one is still finding it very difficult to comprehend, then as we said, Mahajanayena Gatasapanta, one person who we see is extremely dear to Lord, sincere to Lord. Like Prabhupada gave Brahman Diksha to ladies for this one, worship. So now also our Acharyas are current ISKCON mein, they are following that. Why? Because uh, they had complete faith in the Mahajan like that. And Prabhupada never said it is only a stopgap solution. He said, no, it can be given. So we are continuing like that.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. I understand, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you
Mm.
for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Prabhu, I had been to New Jersey, California, to where my daughter was staying, then
Oh.
shifted to California. When I went to that Laguna Beach, Panchatattva Temple, Prabhu, I saw Mataji, Pujari Mataji, there worshipping the Lord. Is that system also will be coming in India, Prabhu?
That I don't know, Mataji. We'll have to check with the superiors there.
Is there any discussion going on about that?
I don't know, Mataji.
Because I saw there one young Pujari, Mataji, he was doing the worship in Panchatattva temple.
That also goes to show how much one has to preach, and one can realize how divine Prabhupada was when Prabhupada was there on the planet. Prabhupada was creating so many Westerners to take up. Now, uh, we can see the dire need for preaching for committed devotees also. Although in many of the places, uh, what is that? Uh, there are even devotees, but we have become so busy in our day-to-day life that one is unable to give out time. It is certainly maybe because uh, I'm not sure what is the situation there, but many temples we have heard also in US, there are very old Prabhupada disciples alone doing deity worship. There is no manpower or support because Monday to Friday everyone is busy in the temple, but deities cannot be served only on a weekend like that. So we can uh, see that time is what is most precious and difficult for everyone. It's becoming difficult for everyone to give to Krishna.
In that place where I went, Prabhu, it was a Sunday, and
Oh,
Western body she was. There are lot of Indian youngsters
thanks.
who came for the bhajan and kirtan,
Oh,
and nice prasadam like pasta was served, Prabhu.
oh,
And it was so nice to see that place. And they followed by it was some holiday also for the US. So
okay.
there was such a huge crowd in the
Prabhupada.
beach. And in that beach only, all were non-devotees. But some devotees from this temple, they congregated and they started doing Sankirtan
Oh, there. Oh, in the beach
in
itself.
the beach itself.
Okay.
So that crackers and everything was bursted. But meanwhile, these people were doing about 20, 25 of them. They were jumping up and down and they were doing a Sankirtan Yagna.
Thank you. Very nice.
That's good. So many were attracted to that. So many joined from the
Yes.
crowd. Thank you, Prabhu. Dhanyavad.
Very much. Shall we end, Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhuji, there are no questions. We can end with Vaishnava Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
सर्वस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad Pranam, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We'll end the Zoom session.
Yeah.